Cub, right?
Correct.
Okay. Are they in the Netherlands?
That's where the film's out of, but I want to say that this is set in the countryside of France. Let me just go ahead and say this. This is the most dysfunctional counselors I've ever seen in my life.
They are extremely dysfunctional. They're probably, you know, late 20s, early 30s,
Sure.
something like that. Taking the Boy Scouts out into the woods for a camping trip. But they're treating them like men.
Right. It does kind of make them feel a little bit more real. Young guys in charge of like some young boys. They're, you know, they're going to let them push the limits a little bit.
And they're dropping, you know, F-bombs and saying
One
shit.
kid's talking about his girlfriend giving him a hand job and shit. I mean, I was like, bro, you're like 11.
Right. It might also serve as like maybe like a buffer to where you don't really see them as kids whenever horrible shit starts happening.
Some horrible shit does happen.
Because in movies, there's been like some taboo things, and like hurting children is usually one of the things that you just don't do. Cub says, fuck that. Immediately, you hear these stories of like this boy in the woods named Kai.
That's a werewolf.
Yeah, they call him a werewolf, sort of like a warning to act right.
Every
basically.
kind of camp's got one of those.
Right.
It's something fun to do to
Right.
get you worked up at nighttime.
In this case, it just so happens that Kai is a real boy who's been living out in the woods for Lord knows how long.
Dude makes some insane
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
purring noises.
Then there's another guy.
Which is a little more confusing, to say the least.
Super confusing. Now, I guess we're supposed to assume that this guy walking around the woods is one of these disgruntled ex-bus factory employees that's setting up Saw-esque traps.
Some of the most complicated traps
Oh, yeah.
I've ever seen in any movie. Jigsaw is jealous of these traps.
This dude uses, like, caveman ingenuity to construct these shits.
Without spoiling too much, there's a whole trap involving a tree.
With the bowling ball. Yeah, that shit. If you just say tree and bowling ball, like that should give you an idea of
Which
what we're
actually,
talking
I
about
really
here.
kind of enjoyed that trap.
It just kind of feels like it doesn't belong in this movie.
And it's like I don't need a lot of answers, but to even just remotely splash us a little bit of light on that individual would have maybe made it easier to swallow. It probably would have been actually more interesting if we'd have just had Kai.
Yeah. If Macaulay Culkin can do it, why can't this motherfucker, you know?
I would rather accept that than just accept that there's some random individual out in the woods with the kid. It's super fucking confusing.
It feels like two very different movies just sort of put into one.
The beginning and the end are like parts of one movie, and then the middle section is its own movie.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
like you feel this weird disconnect going from each of those parts. Fuck it. There might be the answers might be in the movie.
Maybe we're just not
and
catching
we're
them.
just not catching them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some clever fucking theories out there.
Yep, absolutely. So go check it out. It came out today. It'll absolutely be available on Blu-ray, on DVD, on video on demand by the time that you are watching and or hearing this. So go check it out. You won't be sorry.
You won't be sorry.
All right.
Good job, Artsploitation.